What's up, everybody? This is Erica from the Classy Client blog. I apologize because I will have two cameras working at the moment. But I just had to share this. It was on my heart. It was on my mind. I watched several videos. I wanted to talk about it. The Trump presidency. I'm saying it already wrong. We're already starting off wrong. But Trump president, as president, the Trump years, anything you want to call it, people are nervous. And they're kind of nervous because there's an underlying story here. It matters where you start. Now, Barack Obama's whole story was single mother coming up through the ranks in private school and all these great things and worked his way through the bottom. I get it. Donald Trump, on the other hand, reminds you of something, a subconscious thinking we're going on. Where you start matters. If you look at Mr. Gary, I'm not going to say his name, his father owned a business since he was little. So yes, he came after college and tripled the business. But again, he had the resources to go to a college, resources to come and have a job right out of college, resources to triple and double it. His mindset, because one, he was an immigrant, two, uh, forever having a parent encouraging business, was destined to go on that track. His little brother, straight out of college, helped him start what you call it, media. I'm trying to not say his name, but that's why I appreciate Grant Cardone's story so much, because the fact remains is he is from the scratch. But here's the kicker. His father owned a business too in Louisiana. But his father did die when him and his twin brother were 10. But he left his mother such an inheritance that she never worked again in her life. She raised 5 kids off of it and was able to live. So, listen, yes, you can say Erica's a different time, the 70s, things were cheaper. But his father left such an inheritance. I don't know how many millions of dollars, but enough for his mother to never work again her whole life. Okay. So that's important, because where you start does matter. Now, I'll give you a little bit insight on my family. My cousin owned a dollar store, and I was my first job when I was 14. And there it was. That was the entrepreneurial bug. Knowing that I can start anything from scratch. I can come in and own my own thing. I can come in and be my own boss at a young age, influence me. Another thing that influenced me, I have several nephews. I have a nephew that's 10. When he was 2 years old as a baby, I owned a coffee shop. My sister had a hair salon. Other family members had businesses. He has grown up his whole life realizing you can have a business. And the resources from those businesses allowed him to have tutoring, allowed him to do after school sports, all these great things. Now, is that going to by any mean he's going to start a business when he gets older? Maybe, maybe not. His grandfather on his dad's side and his dad own their own businesses. They own tire shops, they own car lots. This kid is surrounded by people owning a business, creating a job for themselves. And you don't hear us running around saying, you need to apply for a job. You got to apply for a job. Because the mindset is different. The mindset is completely different. It's just a different mindset. You're raising a different mindset, right? And so why is it important? If you read about anybody, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, any of these people, even Mark Zuckerberg, if you go back and read about their parents, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're people who work with high influence people. Donald Trump's father is the true American story. Donald Trump is just his child, right? And people don't like me saying that, but it's the truth. Donald Trump's father, labor worker, carrying bricks on your back, decided, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to go and start a business. I'm going to start buying these single family homes on this side of town. I'm going to keep adding. Now I'm going to get into government contracts. So Donald Trump his whole life has been rubbing elbows with people who are well to do. Private schools, you name it. New York, well to do. It is a different environment. And we overlook it, but it's so important. And so in many of my times when I'm working a job and people are like, why are you always on this entrepreneurial kick? Because I know I have that single slice of control. It may take me years to get it wiggled out correctly, but the access to capital is the most important thing, is what I tell people. And that's why I always talk about business credit and having credit cards, because I see people right now as we speak, leaving college. I know a girl who's a nurse, left college, has a nursing degree, can go be a nurse anywhere. Because she had a $100,000 business credit card, she started a YouTube channel on fitness. Hasn't worked a day since, and decided I'm not going to even use my nursing degree because I've made 6 figures this year off YouTube. There's other people starting commentary channels, news channels, other things via YouTube. There's people who have done Amazon FBA and never went back. There's a guy I talk about all the time on my show who basically, he's in his 27 years old. He's never had a job. His father showed him how to fix things, how to fix four-wheelers, AT-wheelers, you know, whatever you want to call them. And as he became a teenager, he was able to, you know, via producing those things, make money, period. Point blank, period. Make money, right? So a lot of it is, you guys have to really, really notice what's going on out there, right? You know, what's going on out there. It is in your mind that, oh my God, these people have access to something I don't. And it is important. The choices you make for your children are important. You know, people say, well, I'm hardworking, Erica. They see that I work hard. Well, they're going to be in that same stratosphere. It's rare that people from one generation to the other become millionaires. Now, many people say, well, that doesn't matter, Erica. That does happen. The story does happen. There's a great show to check out called Blue Collar Millionaires on CNBC. But again, I just did a video the other day talking about the others. And when I talk about the others, I mean, even if one family member becomes wealthy, then they're pulled down because they're helping mama, helping daddy, helping sister, helping cousins, helping other family members who are not wealthy, or they're overspending, or they're underinvesting. So it's important to realize when you hear these success stories of people becoming billionaires and millionaires, it is important where you start. It is important the school you go to. It is important the teacher. I just showed an article of a 7-year-old boy who somehow his tutor got pissed and slammed against the wall, broke his jaw and lost 2 of his teeth. Now, this is a 7-year-old boy. What do you think his interaction with teachers and authority will be from now on? This kid needs therapy. We're not going to talk about it, but this kid needs therapy. So it's important. So where you are, and make changes and let there be a consistency to them, right? Because at the end of the day, we talk about service businesses. We talk about growing companies. And it's true. I mean, right now you could go out and put out 400 bandit signs in your town and your phone will ring off the hook and you'd have a service business. Or you can knock door to door, knock doors and get business. There's many ways to do it. Just depends on where you're at. If you have access to capital or you have flexibility in your schedule, you're in a way better position than a lot of people. So, you know, don't let this make you nervous. Oh my God, Trump's in office. We're going to suffer. We're not going to suffer. It's not going to change my life. Because you have to have investments. You're seeing this more than ever now, that the Americans who invested well, who had home ownership but not underwater, who paid off their cars and have a ton of debt, are doing just fine. The guys and girls who invested in real estate and invested in other properties and things like that nature, commercial properties, they're fine. Even when 2017 comes next year and there's going to be a downturn, there's going to be a recession, there will be people still trugging along. Why? Because they're not dependent on a job. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a job. If you love your job, if you're a great engineer, a great doctor, a great lawyer, great. Just make sure you're putting 30% of your money away working for you. That you own something outside of that. What if you're the greatest doctor ever and your hands get broken? I mean, I just saw Dr. Strange. I thought that was funny. But your hands get broken. Now you are broke. You're no longer the top surgeon. You can go teach somewhere, but I mean, you're never going to make that same amount of money. So you got to think bigger. And you got to realize it does matter where you start. Ivanka, her brothers and sisters. I mean, Ivanka got her sister an internship at Vogue. Do you know how many thousands of girls put in internship letters every year for that? And she just made a call and her sister got to do an internship. Do you know how many people, do you know how many people who have YouTube channels or just some wealthy guy's kid and they're just flossing and they're enjoying life? I mean, there's a lot of stories like that, but they started at a different level. That's why I give Grant so much respect, because, you know, he kind of started from the bottom and he cut up. In 25, he started over. But he knew, hey, my daddy sold stuff. My daddy had a business. That's where it's at. So, everybody, this is Erica from the Classic Climb blog. Sorry that was so long, but, you know, I really want to touch on that. So, you guys, the Trump presidency is not going to kill you. Trump years won't kill you. Be steady, be strong. Listen, you are influencing kids, whether you realize it or not. You're influencing family members. You're influencing friends, because there's multiple ways out of this and multiple ways to grow in this economy. So don't feel scared and don't feel limited.